So I am honored now to introduce my friend, Ashli's mom, Micki Witthoeft. Big round of applause, please.
Thank each and every one of you that's here. I say that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Some of you came from a long way. Pastor Edward from Idaho. Thank you, Pastor Edward. I would like to say a special thank you to my husband who helped me raise such a brave and powerful woman. I would like to thank my friend Wilma, who literally pulled me out of bed and threw me in the shower. I would like to thank Taylor Hansen, who held and comforted my daughter as she died, and then delivered comforting words to me despite this tragedy. I know that everybody in this room is here because January 6th has touched them in some way. I appreciate every one of you. My daughter sacrificed a lot for this country. She served this country. She was injured in combat, and then ultimately gave her life. Ashley's in heaven now in a better place, but what I'd like to talk about is the situation in this country thinks it can be changed. There's absolutely nothing you can do to bring my daughter back. But you can call the Capitol Police, the Capitol Switchboard, harass them every day. You'll feel like you're getting nowhere. I would also like to thank Julie Kelly. Julie Kelly's been a tireless champion for our detainees. These men and women that are still in jail being treated in a way that we're not allowed to treat animals in this country, suffering still, most of them for little more than carrying a flag. That's not an American thing to do. We don't treat our citizens like that, much less our patriots. So speak up, speak loudly until somebody hears you. You know, I would like to say again that every single person here is appreciated, but where is everybody else? You know, because they squashed the movement that day. They killed my daughter and they jailed patriots and they said, look what happens when you question us. Yeah, right. Look what happens when you dare to buck the establishment. Look what happens when you dare to knock on the palace door. And I see no children in this room, so I will go ahead and say it. Fuck off and die, Nancy Pelosi. Yeah! Also, when you call the Capitol Switchboard, you need to remind them that the 14,000 hours of missing footage belongs to us.
That's right! Yes!
It belongs to us. It's paid for with your dollars, my dollars, not their dollars. But let me tell you one reason they don't let us see it. Our political detainees are not being even shown their discovery against them. They're sitting in jail right now. They don't even know what evidence they have against them. You know why? Because if they're shown that evidence, it is the very same evidence that will incriminate the FBI, the Capitol Police. And let's talk about the Capitol Police for a minute. Okay? I'm in complete support of law enforcement. My daughter was law enforcement. Capitol Police is something else.
Damn straight.
The Capitol Police are not police. They serve the Congress. They were given powers by the Congress doesn't have the right to give. And if you want to talk about that, who does the Congress work for? Us. Should be working for us. When's the last time your congressman did something for you? You know, a congressman from Arizona, Dr. Paul Gosar, I love him with my heart. When Wilma and I went on our Sacramento journey, we felt a little defeated coming home because it's California. It's the quintessential hug-a-thug state. You know, Congressman Gosar is from Arizona, and on my way home from Arizona, I heard Congressman Gosar speak for the very first time. It was the clip of the video where you heard him command the floor. Yep. Command it. Yep. Got back his attention, shut Rosen down. You know, made him feel like a fool. You know, so I love Congressman Gosar. I love him. He's got a special place in my heart. Cynthia Hughes, she runs the Patriot Project. She's raised money. She's helped political detainees. Julie Kelly's Patriot Mailbox. Write these people. Wilma and I have written every single prisoner. We've gotten letters back that are haunting. They're haunting. The things that people are going through, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And who do you have to tell? Our leaders know this. They know it. But what are they going to do about it? What are we going to make them do about it? How are we going to hold them accountable? We need to. You know, and like I said, every single person that's here, lovely, but where is everybody else? They're scared, and they're rightfully so, because they're still people that showed up on January 6th and did nothing but stand on the steps. Ask Owen Schroyer, you know, months later, and he's considerably more powerful than your average citizen. But again, know in your heart, these are people that serve this country. And even if you didn't serve this country, you had a right to live here. You have a right to live here. You have a right to the freedoms. And stop saying insurrectionist. Yep. There has been nobody from January 6th charged with insurrection.
Yeah, that's right. Antifa, insurrectionist,
Antifa. And at this point, calling anybody that was there an insurrectionist should be a libelous activity. It should be libelous.
Oh, CNN. Right.
That's right. So everybody needs to get their head out of CNN and, find what's really going on, because we're being lied to, and that seems to be okay.
Be brave like Ashli.
Be brave like Ashli. Right. And that being said, I would like to say, this is a sad and happy occasion. I love and miss my daughter, but my daughter would say, don't be sad for me. Be brave for me.
That's right.
Be brave. Be brave, America. That's right. Don't let them squash that American spirit out of you. This country was founded on so much more. We are not sheep.
That's right.
Maybe all of us aren't lions. You don't have to be a lion. Just don't be a sheep. Just don't be. Speak up for yourself and know what's right. If you see something that's wrong, speak up. Don't be afraid to have people not like you. Don't be afraid to have people hear you sing the national anthem. Don't be afraid to have people look at you like, oh my God, what does she say? Just speak up. Say what's in your heart. Say what's in your heart, because there's goodness in so many people, but there's fear. There's honest fear in this country now because of what's happened. January 6th should have been a proud day. It was a proud day for me. And I would like to say I'm a proud mother of Ashli Babbitt. I would also like to say I don't want to say his name and give him that satisfaction or even acknowledge him on this sacred day. But I would also, once again, like to point to Taylor Hanson, a young man that could be an example to all of us, because he said it before anybody else would. It cost him dearly. Saying his name cost Taylor Hanson dearly. But he said it. He continues to say it.
Great man.
Absolutely.
Real journalist.
I would like to thank people like Kara Castronova, who speaks up for everybody.
Brave woman. Right.
I would also like to say my daughter was not the only one to die that way. The Capitol Police behaved horribly. We need to see that footage. We need to see it. We need to see David Summerall's video is hard to watch. I couldn't watch it. My friend Wilma watched it for me, and she told me what was in there, and I trust nobody more than her. There's literally a timestamp video. And like David said, he doesn't narrate. He shows you what happened. You see what happened in real time. That situation has brought to my attention that as my daughter lay dying on the ground, there were patriots outside singing God Bless America to welcome her home.
Yes.
As she lay dying.
Yeah.
So, what can we do? I don't know. I know violence isn't the answer. Power is the answer. Where do we get our power? From each other. We get it from each other. We get it from God. Find your strength in God. Find your strength in each other.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Look to each other. Look to your left, look to your right. Know these people love you. And do what's right in your heart. Not what somebody else tells you, because you know what's right, you know what's wrong. And again, I would just like to say, my daughter was one of the bravest people I know. I'm not sure how much I had to do with that. I think she came out that way. She came out that way. She answered the call of this country so many times, and I'm not sure she would have it any other way. I don't know if she would go back and do things differently. I know I would. I would chain her to the chair and not let her go. But maybe that's not the right way to feel either. Our family's paid dearly. This is what has done to all of us. And this country's paid dearly because it silenced a movement. It silenced a movement. There were hundreds of thousands of people there that day to speak up for what they thought was right. And also, let's talk about what's right. Let's talk about the numbers on the election. How many of you people are still going to vote? Are we all going to vote?
Yeah.
All right. What are we going to do to ensure fair election? What choices do we have? That's something to ask yourself too. Is it about electing the right people? Is it about getting rid of the wrong people? California just had an election to recall Governor Newsom, Nancy Pelosi's nephew. Evil runs deep in that family. He didn't get recalled. Yet, living in California, I can't walk the streets and find one person that supports him. What happened there? We don't know. We have no idea how he remains in office. So, thank everybody for coming again. And I can't say that enough. I appreciate it. But please go out and tell people, not just about my daughter, but about this country and the things that it should stand for, the things it used to stand for, the things it can stand for again. I feel empowered being here in Texas. This is a powerful day for me. Some days are sad, some days are angry. Today feels powerful. Today feels happy. So thank each and every one of you for sharing that with me. God bless you.